Racing on Thursday takes place out at the Vaal, and we are racing on the classic track. It is Thursday, the start of the new racing season, the 1st of August 2024, and we've got an 8-race program out at the Vaal. And joining me on the line is Alistair Cohen. Alistair, how are you doing?
Yeah, good. Thanks for the heel. As you mentioned, everything goes back to zero at midnight. So, a new season awaits. I think everyone kind of removes records and all sorts from the thinking from the 1st of August. Obviously, we've got a double header. We're very, very, very likely to race in Cape Town on this Thursday alongside this meeting at the Vaal. But yeah, going back to records, they're obviously all meant to be broken, but I don't think anyone will consider topping Richard's Freeze 377 anytime soon. But, just to get the ball rolling, a lot of guys finishing the season on a high note, a lot of trainers that think they have a good string of horses that might propel them up a few places in the log, and a lot of jockeys who are hungry to put in the hard yards, and I think everyone's sort of targeting 100 winners for the season. If they are going to ride 100 winners for the season, those that are based in one centre just need to double up and try to find another centre to be successful. And so it's always exciting. Equus Awards 15 days after this from the previous season, and all the best to all those that support racing. May it be a wonderful season ahead.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be a very good season, and if it's anything like the 2023-2024 season, well, we've got lots to be excited about. Race number 1, 1250, 1500 meters is the distance. It's a maiden plate that will get the day started, and it is the start of the bipod. Roman's Revenge is the favorite at 15-10. 11 Orange County is trading at 33-10. Roll off the dice at 7-1. Skittle Skies at 8-1, along with Palace Guard, and then it is 10-1 and Better Bar. Those now, Roman's Revenge, he makes his debut up in the Highveld. First start here for Tony Peter, and his last start on the poly track, he showed quite a bit of pace and then faded out of contention late on in the day. But he's a horse that could obviously make a winning debut.
Not impossible. A local debut. Funny enough, those form lines have worked out to be quite strong of Roman's Revenge, and he comes in here with a good draw. Palermo, obviously the winner on the 5th of June, and Animal Impact, a direct winner, Notable, a direct winner, and Noble Warrior, who was beaten 12.5 lengths, therefore 8 lengths by Roman's Revenge, has come out and won as well. So all of those numbers obviously stack up favourably for Roman's Revenge. However, those horses have been winning in weak races, so that's a little bit of a kicker, something to think about. I like Orange County here from the Stuart Pettigrew yard. Diwali Rocket, who finished about 3 lengths in front of Orange County, came out and won, and I think won in a fairly strong race. Orange County, I thought, was given a very soft introduction. That's the Pettigrew way, very educational, came from a long way back, made up some ground, looked very green over the closing stages as well. I think there's a lot more to come from number 11, Orange County, so I think that I'm going to lead with him. I'll probably go with both horses in the bar pot, 9 and 11. Skittle Skies would figure into the reckoning only if he was drawn a little bit better. He's had no luck with draws, obviously on debut down the straight. It didn't really matter, but then went around the turn on the Vaal Classic track, was drawn 12 out of 12, 1400 metres of Turfentine drawn 7 out of 7 against a strong field. And then last time out, never really got into the race over a mile. So I'd probably wait another day for him. So therefore, the 2 horses for me are the 2 at the top of the boards, but I'm going to leave with number 11, Orange County, over number 9, Roman's Revenge, to kick things off.
11 from 9 in race number 1. Moving along to race number 2 next. This is at 1, and it is a maiden plate for the fillies and mares over the 1500 meter trip, and your fixed odds betting market favourite. We'll have a look at that in a moment for the second race on the program. Number 4, Lacewing, 14-10. 16-10, Silver Parasol. It's 33-10, Messalina. And then it is 10-1 and Better Bar. Those now, Alistair, this is not an overly strong maiden, and one of these fillies, Silver Parasol and Lacewing, they could certainly get it right. But on their last start to Sensoria, Lacewing has got around 2 lengths to play with.
Yeah, and that's exactly my motivation. The place accumulator is the suggested bet for this particular day, and I actually quite like how the card unfolds. The last race is a bit of a nightmare where you have to cast your net a bit wide, but I think if you do go to war with quite a few horses in the last leg, you'll quite fancy your chances. And I don't know if we need to be careful. We always need to be careful, but I don't know if we need to expand the budget too much for certainly the first half of the place accumulator. Number 4, Lacewing, is a banker. Simango Kamalo back on board, has has turned the corner since going over extra distance, which surprises me being by Daniel Platina out of a Toreador mare, but she has stepped up with each and every start. Last time she was staying on strongly behind Sensoria. It was a good effort. In fact, she actually looked quite dangerous for much of the final 400 metres. She just didn't get past Sensoria. As you mentioned, on that run, she holds Silver Parasol, and on the run to Streisand, Silver Parasol holds Messalina. Those are probably the three horses that make the most appeal. In fact, probably is the wrong word. Those are definitely the three horses that make the most appeal. I'll be surprised if two of the three go missing, if not three of the three. But yeah, Lacewing definitely the horse that I'm going to lead with. Obviously, being based at the Vaal is going to be a huge advantage as well, which we saw with Lucky Kudalakis during the week with his brilliant day. So Lacewing, very hard horse to beat. I can't look past her in the place accumulator. If you are looking for backup in the bar pot, I'd go with 6 over 5. But to be honest, I don't know if we need that backup. I'm pretty confident that Lacewing will get the job done, certainly be in the top 2.
Yeah, she's improving in a nice manner, is number 4 Lacewing, and she should be good enough in the second race. Moving along to race number 3 next, which will be the start off the pick 6. 2 o'clock is the off time. It's a middle stakes over 2,000 meters, and your favorite is number 4 Millihue at 22 to 10. Has found some early support, 28 to 10 down, 22 to 10, 7 to 2 Imperial Master, 11 to 2 about number 1 Wafif, 11 to 2 Vesuvio, and then it's 8 to 1 and better bar those. Now, Alistair, number 1 Wafif, last time out, I thought with the 4 kgs off the back he'd be a big runner, but perhaps he needs a more senior rider. And when you have a look at his form, he's got very, very strong previous form to his name, and despite 62 kgs on the back, I've got a sneaky feeling that this horse is going to come good one of these days.
I think he will come good, but I've sidestepped him here, Hill, because I have question marks about him over 2,000 metres. It's his first time over the trip. He does run like he'll get the distance, but I'm just a little bit sceptical that it's taken Stuart Pettigrew 32 starts to try him over the trip. He's not one to generally die wondering. Maybe we can read something into the jockey range, because you've got 2 horses here, and I think number 2 Imperial Master is a big player. Not to say that Wafif isn't a player either, but Kelvin Habib does get the majority of rides from Pettigrew these days. He's gone with Wafif, and Jeffrey Saister, who obviously rode Imperial Master to victory last time out, is an Imperial Master. So I think Imperial Master just more set up here over this trip. If you go back to his penultimate start, although he was beaten by Sugar Blast, I think that's the key piece of form, because Millihue finished in front of Imperial Master, and Imperial Master came back and won his next start. There have been a few winners out of that Sugar Blast run, with Willow's Wish being one of them, Home of the Brave being another winner, Imperial Master another case in point, and obviously subsequent to that, Razor Hallelujah came out at one. So that Sugar Blast form is a strong piece of form if you compare apples with apples, this type of level over this type of distance. So I think that there shouldn't be too much to choose between numbers 2 and 4. The pure weights and the pure mathematics of it all do show that that Millihue is likely to stay ahead of Imperial Master, although I don't think there'll be as much between them. I think Imperial Master having a second or after a rest, built with that run under the belt by winning his next start. I think those are just the 2 most reliable horses in this race. I see Weather Wizard has changed yards and gets blinkers on for the first time, so that'll be interesting to see. Vesuvio might be a little bit more effective over slightly further than 1,800 metres. I know he's won over this trip, but he's developing into an above average stayer, but 2,000 metres, he might just be running out of real estate late. So yeah, just going back to these 2 and 4 in the place accumulator for me, just the 2 most reliable horses, certainly from a PA perspective. Pick 6, I'd advise you to throw in number 1 Wafif, and maybe number 8 Vesuvio if you fancy his chances.
Yep, those are the top 4 in the betting market, and Alistair with the top 2, numbers 2 and 4. Moving along to race number 4 next, and race 4 will be the start of Jackpot 1, 14:35 the off time. It's an MR68 handicap over 2,400 meters. And race number 4, you've got one scratchy, number 5 Man's Night is out. So it's a field that's been reduced to 8 runners. Favorite number 1 Nuclear Force, 18 to 10. Ideal Future at 33 to 10. 9 to 2 about Flag Bearer, 11 to 2 Crepuscolo. It's then a 6 to 1 and better bar those. Now, Nuclear Force won a very good race last time out when beaten Battle of Barberton. He's subsequently gone up to 5 points for that victory. So he's got a big weight to carry over the distance, and having to concede weight all around, could that be an issue, or could he just be too good for this lot?
It could be an issue, Raheel. I'm pretty keen here on number 6, Ideal Future. I've gone 1 and 6 in the PA. I'm probably going to hold it to the same 2 numbers in the bar pot and even the Pick 6. Here's a stat for you. Even though with just 1 horse on rotation throughout the 2023-24 season, Michelle Kruger topped the win place percentage ladder, thanks mainly to number 6, Ideal Future, and her overall consistency, especially this time last year. She did lose her way a little bit, but Ideal Future still struck at over 60% strike rate. Trent Mayhew's on board. Look at the draws this poor mare's had in her last few starts. Also coming back to the Vaal, I think is going to be key. She's a difficult ride, Ideal Future, because you need to get mobile on her quite early, and then she suddenly wakes up and she kind of sustains that up front, hence the fact that she's got some pretty good staying credentials. So I like the fact that she's well drawn. I also count her a little bit unlucky for her last start behind Avo on Toast. She never wins the race. Avo on Toast was full of merit, but Ideal Future ran into a little bit of traffic more than once down the Turfentine inside track. And also, if you do go back to a run on the 21st of March, in fact, this is one of those stories, the more I'm talking about it, the more I think Ideal Future is going to be a very, very hard horse to beat. I might even change my thinking here, banker her in the place accumulator. On the 21st of March, Ideal Future ran 2 lengths behind Nuclear Force. The weights are ridiculously in favour of Ideal Future this time around. I think with a reasonable draw, she's going to take all the beating. I think they found the right race for her. Nuclear Force does seem to have turned the corner. I respect his chances. He's kicking on now. Eric Overd and his Calvin Abib team up. His last win was encouraging to the eye. I'll make a case for him because when you see my PA at the end, you'll see numbers 1 and 6. But this is one of those cases where the more I talk about number 6, Ideal Future, the more I like it.
Yeah, I see that weight turn around 7.5 kgs for a 2-length beaten, and yeah, when you have a look at that, you're definitely going to be persuaded into the camp of number 6, Ideal Future, and could just be the horse that you play around and hedge your bets on in race number 4 at around 33-10. Moving along to race number 5 next. Fillies and Mares 93 divided handicap over 1800 meters, and the 5th race will be the start of jackpot number 2. 10 past 3 is the off time. Your favorite in the 5th is number 6, Happy Mo at 18-10. Rosie Lemon 3-1, 7-2 Indian Ocean, I Am Regal at 9-2, and then it's double figure odds about the balance. Numbers 1 and 9 are scratched, so it's a field of 7 runners that remain. This filly, Happy Mo, third last time out behind Alabama Anno, who we saw run a cracking second just on Tuesday out at the Vaal.
Here I'm very, very dicey about this race. The 2 scratching actually helps the cause because we've got some long distance KZN form to work with here through the Lonsdale Stirrup Cup and also the DSTV Gold Vase. Remains to be seen if Indian Ocean's, although a reserve in the Gold Cup on Sunday and didn't run, Pierre Stradham caught it to take the ride on a mare that's going to stay all day but dropping in distance. I respect her chances. Happy Mo went with in a big way last time out. That was when Gavin Larena hurt himself just before the race, got replaced by Marco van Rensburg. Marco did everything right, was outrun, was just never really going to get the better of Alabama, and he changed tactics and stayed on. My numbers here in the PA are 7 and 8. I'm just hoping to survive this leg. I think in the Pick 6 and the jackpots, you'll need to go a little bit wider. It's difficult to write off any horse because you've got a horse like Explosive Bond who has not been disgraced at a much higher level, and her ratings come down ever so slightly in this handicap, so she's in the play. Medalist Tart's been costly to follow, but I'm not going to write her off just yet. But just to go to the 2 horses I like, Rosie Lemon, good run to set with Roses last time. These 2 horses have the lightest weights in the race, 53.5 and 53. I think that's going to be crucial in the end. Rosie Lemon's a real trier. Ran against Boys at her penultimate start. She went back up a pound for running second last time to Say It With Roses, but she steadied 250 metres out. She never beat Say It With Roses, but she might be half a length better than that. And then number 8, I Am Regal. I think coming back to, handicap level, Peter Sunday, Ollie takes the ride. She did throw, I was at Turfentine on the 16th of June. She threw her toes out the cot on the way down to the start, which for me was an uncharacteristic feature from this daughter of Canford Cliffs. But I like the way that she's just kind of hanging in there of late, I Am Regal. And I think off a light weight at this level with horses that are probably better over further, and this trip probably suiting her as much as or more than quite a few of the others in this race, that's going to bring her into the play. They're 2 horses that are probably a little bit off the radar Rosie Lemon and I Am Regal. Just having a look at their market and listening to the quotes that you were giving out. I Am Regal at around 9-2 makes a little bit of appeal to me with Pila Sunday and Oli on board.
Yeah, the lightweight could certainly be in a favour with just 53 on the back end. 9-2, that's the price. Let's see how this daughter of Canford Cliffs does go. Race number 6 next, 15:45 is the off time, and 1800 meters is the distance. Fillies and Mares 74 handicap. It's a D-class event. Favourite number 5, Olivia's Way at 16-10. DeMarco's Jet 2-1. Linger No More 4-1, 5-1, Pretty in Pearls, and then you can get double fig odds about the balance. So it's just 4 horses in single figures here, Alistair. How have you played race number 6?
I'm going to say one of the best bets of the day, and the former number 2, DeMarco's Jet, who drifted last time. I mean, we did the show together. Couldn't believe that she opened the price that she did. I couldn't have her. You will know, along with all the guys that are on our GTV group, that I sent these selections through well before Safe Space won at the Vaal on Tuesday, and that just enhances the chances. I know Safe Space won narrowly, but the point is he backed up that last win. DeMarco's Jet now running against her own sex. Her ratings come down another pound. Her penultimate start to Hillary Step was definitely a step in the right direction. She's over 1800 meters, not for the first time in her career, but she's bred to stay all day. She's from a family of horses that got, well, this was probably their best trip, maybe up to 2,000 meters, but they weren't afraid to win over a mile and a half. The cheap pieces come off. I'm not convinced that they worked last time out. If you also draw a line through Linger No More, she's got a kilo to play with for a quarter of a length, so I think she'll beat Linger No More. Plus, she's also less mileage on the clock, so I think that improvement is likely to make a difference. And Olivia's Way at the top of the boards, I know that she's got a good draw. I know that she's got, for me, the most underappreciated jockey of last season. I know he ran third at Gavin Lorena, but his strike rate was through the roof. But Olivia's Way over this trip, against older horses, I know that she's obviously got the weight for age scale in her benefit, receiving 10 kilograms according to the weight for age scale. But I think that DeMarco's Jet, just being more grizzled, having taken on the opposition that she has, and proving into the consistent horse that she is, she's going to take all the beating here. So I'm actually going to say a 9.5 out of 10 bet number 2, DeMarco's Jet. I'm very, very keen on her chances.
So that means pick 6 banker.
I am going to bank her in the pick 6, yes.
Thank you very much. That's the confidence that we like there. Number 2, DeMarco's Jet at 2-1. Yeah, Alistair all in with this daughter of Ideal World. 9.5 out of 10 is the mark that he's given her. And let's hope that she can deliver the goods. Moving along to race number 7 next. 1450 meters is the distance. 4 is the off time. It's a novice handicap. And the 7th race on the program, number 5, Chestnut Bomber, is your 18-10 favorite. It's I Belong at 3-1, Zip Code 4-1, and then it's 6-1, and Better Ball though. So it is the 2 years that have now turned 3 that are at the top of betting boards and dominating here. What's your thoughts on race number 7? I get maybe you would have been more in the camp of number 3, Zip Code, if Legend of Arthur or perhaps Chestnut Bomber did a bit more on Sunday.
I don't know if we can read anything into that, because there's so many good now 3-year-olds around the country, I believe, and let's take nothing away from VJ's Angel, the Specialist, and Grand Crescendo, who are 1, 2, 3 and well clear of the others. But please be with me, there are top horses in that race that were drawn out badly, and the way that the course was running with the tailwind, you were just never going to make up ground for horses that were given a bit of a chance. So although I think these are, I want to go out on a limb and say, from what I've seen of last year's 2-year-old crop, that there are going to be some very, very smart horses around, and plenty that we haven't seen yet either. That's the most exciting part. So to answer your question, going into Mount Pinatubo and Legend of Arthur, and there, I'm going to put in inverted commas, no show on Sunday at Hollywoodbets Greyville on Whirlpool Gold Cup Day, I don't think that we've got a true reflection of potentially who's on top of who and who's going to turn out to be the best horses of this particular crop. There's a long way to go. That, like I said, a lot of horses that we haven't seen yet. Very, very exciting times ahead, and it's not impossible that you see Legend of Arthur, Mount Pinatubo, and a couple of others come and show their true colours when the grass turns green in Joburg, and when we get to the Cape Summer down in the Western Cape around November, December time. With that said, I know that I made the point with Olivia's Way being a 3-year-old a race early and she gets the assistance from the weight for age scale. That's over 1,800 meters. I don't like the cliche that it's hard for 3-year-olds to win this time of year against older horses, etc. I think it is hard over 1,800 meters. I think it's a lot easier over 1,450, especially a novice handicap company where you're only running against one-time winners and horses that have pretty much established their place in the pecking order and in the food chain. So I think number 5, Chestnut Bomber, just looking at the profile of him, when I worked on Daily News 2000 and he beat Ridian, although that form is interesting, it's a little bit upside down. This is a horse that I think is going to kick on and he's going to improve and he's going to mature and he's going to be quite effective over this type of trip when we get to the Grand Beck Stakes, etc. Gavin Lorena takes the ride. I see he's also carded to run on Saturday, but I think that there's another horse from the yard that they're probably desperate to get a run under the belt. So I think that he's in the pink of health. Number 5, Chestnut Bomber. He was carded to run the other day. He got scratched. Is that a little bit of an issue? Does that make me a little bit weary? Yes, potentially, but I think he's got far more to come than anyone else in this race, so I'll make him a PA banker. For the reasons that you've given, number 3, Zip Code does get included into the pick 6. Do not leave him out of your pick 6 just because he's run with horses that I think are maybe a stride better than Chestnut Bomber.
Yep, that's race number 7, and the 3-year-olds, newly turned 3-year-olds, so they are the ones that look set to dominate and fight it out in race number 7. Moving along to race number 8, 16:55 is the off time, 1,200 meters the distance. It's an MR 74 handicap. And your favorite in the last race on the card is number 6, Pendragon, at 33-10, 7-2 about Mika's Bomb, 4-1 Cottonos, 4-1 Ride On, and then it's 8-1 and Better Ball. Those now Mika's Bomb, we'll have to wait to see if she takes a place because she ran second on Tuesday out at the Vaal, so it's going to be very interesting to see whether she takes a place or not. But Alistair, this was Cottonos. Last time out we did the show and when he was supposed to run, and we mentioned that perhaps the Turfentine track is not his best track, but he's a horse that isn't the easiest to catch. But back at the Vaal, where he absolutely loves it, he should be a big player.
This is a field race in the pick 6. I think that I might have saved punters a little bit of money earlier on in the day. And just going back to Mika's Bomb, it wouldn't be the Fani Broncos way to run around. So if she's pulled up and striding okay on Wednesday and Thursday morning, I'm sure that she'll be back to go. Cottinos, a definite player with a 2.5 kilos off the back. That could well be the case. As you mentioned, he's not the easiest horse to follow, and I don't think he's the easiest horse to ride. A guy like Raymond Danielson tends to get the biggest tune out of the son of Vaal. But yeah, his recent improvements and his recent runs do definitely show that he could be well onto the right track. He's back over 1,200 meters, a distance that he's won 2 of his 3 career starts, and he's also good over this course and distance on the Vaal Classic track. He becomes a player, but like I said, difficult to rule anyone out. My PA numbers here are 3, 5, 6 and 8. Ride On, I think, is going to win a race sooner rather than later. Calvin Habib's on board for Tony Peter. Rating drop, I like to believe, is going to help her chances. Can we trust her? No, but is she a chance? Definitely yes. 5, Mika's Bomb, consistent. She's going to be a player if she runs. 6, Pendragon, although I always make the case that he's better on the Turfentine inside track. I know he won the stand side track last time out. I thought he tried his absolute best to get out of it. I think that he almost conspired to get himself beaten to number 6, Pendragon, and if it wasn't for Gavin Lorena on board, he might have actually done so and Sakala Atula might have caused a big upset last time out. But you know, on just the fact that he won last time and he's in this type of field, he's going to be a player. But for me, the most interesting runner in this race is number 8, Prince of Kildare. He's not got a nice draw, so that just tempers my enthusiasm. But if he was drawn sort of in the first 3, I'd have a little each-way bet on Prince of Kildare. Just having a look at the market, he's around a 10-1 shot. Pila Sunday's on board. He gets blinkers on for the first time in his entire life. That could be the key here. He's not had any luck with draws around the turn of late. Again, that's the case with him. But his ratings come down steadily. He was once in the 80s running to main defender. Now he's at this type of level. Just be safe with number 8, Prince of Kildare. He's the most interesting horse for me. He might go missing, but he's now popped up on my radar, and if he does run out of the first 4, he is definitely going to be in my play for quite a while until he rewards us, because I think when he does reward us, it will be at a bit of a price. So for me, place chance here, PA inclusion, but He's going to win soon, number 8, Prince of Kildare. For purely selfish reasons, I actually hope it's not this Thursday card tonight. We can have a full go at him one of these days off his racing of 66 from a good draw.
Yeah, there could be some nice value there about number 8, Prince of Kildare, at around 10 to 1 in the market, with Pilasande and Kohli taking the ride for Billy Ratus. But that's race number 8, the final race on the day. We're going to move along to the suggested bet now. And Alistair will take us through his suggested bet, which is a place accumulator for the race meeting on Thursday out at the Vaal, the start of the new racing season in South Africa. So, Alistair, take it away.
PA begins in race number 2 at 25 past 1, bit of a later start on this 8 race card. Open up with banking number 4 Lacewing, by 2 and 4 Imperial Master and Miller Hugh, but respect for number 1 Rafif and also number 8 Vesuvio. By 1 and 6 Nuclear Force and Ideal Future, but I made the case there. The more I spoke about that, the more Ideal Future stuck out. By 7 and 8 Rosie Lemon and I Am Regal, bit of a trappy race. Then gone banking number 2 DeMarco's Jet, really like her a lot on this card. Gone banking number 5 Chestnut Bomber, but in the pick 6 respect number 3 Zip Code. And then the final legs 3, 5, 6 and 8, but in the pick 6 include as many as you can.
Alistair, thanks very much. Have a wonderful week.
Yep, thanks so much, Raheel. Looking forward to it all. Had a glance of Saturday's card at 2:17 already, and there might be 1 or 2 there that we can work with. So looking forward to the weekend. Should be good stuff. Thanks so much to you and the entire team, and to all the punters, all the race goers, all the racing fans. May it be a great season ahead.
Absolutely. All the best with racing out at the Vaal on Thursday. Hopefully you find a few winners along the way.